absolute shambles. I mean, I'm furious right now, but during the game, I was totally numb. Aston Villa 4, Liverpool 2, Unai Emery's team thump Arne Slot's team, and they end their last home game of the season in the most emphatic way. And I mean, huge credits to them. The fact that they qualified for the Champions League through the league table, and now they can just go all out attack in that Europa League final. And I mean, my wishes are with them. They completely outplayed us, and yeah, you have to give credit where it's due. And talking about our team, it's the same old story. I don't even know where to start, where to end. And yeah, let's look at the game though. I mean, looking into the beginning of the game, like when the lineups were announced, of course, like you were expecting a lot of big names to miss out. But the fact that Jeremy Frimpong missed out on the whole game completely, and so did Alexander Isak. And with that lineup that got announced, because Mohamed Salah and Florian Wirtz were on the bench, you just knew that this is going to be a tall order for the Reds. And I mean, in goal, it was Mohamed Arshvili. In the back four, it was Joe Gomez who got a start in that right back position. In the centre back pairing, it was Konate Van Dijk. Left back position was occupied by Milos Kerkez. And then the pitch was dominated by all the midfielders that Liverpool could name. And I think formation wise, it was a 4-1-4-1 sort of a system, at least in the beginning of it. So Ryan Gravenberch was that holding midfielder. The next set of four was Rio Nguemo on the left flank, McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai as those two number 8s, number 10s. And on the right wing or the right side, it was Curtis Jones, and up top was Cody Gakpo. And I mean, I just have to ask, like, was he really there? I mean, I have to be totally respectful, but the fact that I only got to see him when we were offside, yeah, that just summed up his whole game. In the beginning, Aston Villa started quite brightly, and I mean, I have to give credits to Liverpool, the fact that we were somehow able to keep the score 0-0, and then we started to get into more of a rhythm. And I think after the 15th or 20th minute or so, it was all Liverpool, where Rio and Gamoa was getting chances, and you could see a lot of good ball movement by the Liverpool players. But as the season has been, there is no output of that good half, or like good half of that half. And it comes back to bite us in the most sharpest way possible. And it was Morgan Rogers who got the first goal for Aston Villa. And I mean, again, a set piece, a corner routine, and we are just not able to mark our players. And again, you have to give credits to the set piece coach of Aston Villa, because even when Rogers scored, he immediately went off to celebrate with him. So the ball is not delivered inside the box, it goes behind, and then it goes back to the corner taker. I think it was McGinn, if I'm not wrong. And then he passes the ball to Rogers, who is in an open space inside the box. And by the time any Liverpool player gets close to him, he's able to take his shot. And that was a great finish shot. So, like, that was a high quality goal. But yeah, that would have been defended, if I'm being really honest, if you were at least switched on like at least getting close to players, let alone the fact that that strike was, again, an impeccable one. So 1-0, same old story. Second half, we do start brightly, and we're able to get ourselves back in when Dominic Soboslai's free kick is converted by Virgil van Dijk. And then, you start to believe that, okay, you know what, we did have our moments in the first half. In the second half, we got our equalizer goal. And then maybe if we can just sort of resist the counter from Aston Villa, because they were looking threatening as well, maybe we can just, like, sneak in a good positive result here, and at least get something, or at least give something to the away traveling fans who have been very, very patient with us, not only in this game but for the season throughout. But that hopes were very quickly squashed. Watkins scores the go-ahead goal for Aston Villa. And again, that was an unfortunate moment for us, the fact that we got a throw in our half, and when the ball is passed back to Dominic Szoboszlai. He slips, and I mean, he's been the man for us throughout this whole season. I mean, I can't be of any complaints at this one. The fact that they just were very clinical. Morgan Rogers gets onto that loose ball, passes it off to Watkins, who was inside the box, and then he just scores, and then he just slots it home 2-1. And then even then, like, you could see that, okay, you know what, it's not completely the end of the game, because we are still 1 goal down. I mean, that was the same case at halftime. You could still expect Liverpool to, although take their own time, but at least have a few more chances. But I think it was the 70th minute or so, or like just after that, when we totally lost it. I mean, Aston Villa gets the corner, and I think Alexis McAllister is then dragged down to the floor, and then he takes a few minutes to get up, and then that just riles up the crowd a lot more, and we are not able to again defend that set piece. And then yeah, they score again. Watkins scores again. That's 3-1. And in the end, I mean, I'm just quickly wrapping it up because I don't have any fond memories of this game right now. So John McGinn gets into the score sheet as well, and that was a beautiful strike. 4-1. And we do get a consolation goal again. Szoboszlai assist, Virgil van Dijk header, and that was 4-2. But yeah, I mean, there is absolutely no positives out of this game. Apart from the fact that Rio looked lively, Dominic Szoboszlai had his moments. Virgil van Dijk got onto the score sheet, but then our defensive line was completely torn apart. Our midfield looked anything but physical. Our offensive line was toothless. And yeah, I mean, if you're a neutral fan, it's an amazing time to be alive, because you've seen Aston Villa securing Champions League football over Liverpool, or like before Liverpool could. And I mean, it has unwantingly gone down to the last day. And I'll be honest right now, I am hoping for a slip up from Bournemouth and from Brighton, not because I'm negative or like I do not feel that optimism from my team. I would always back my team, but I would rather want some help, because anything could happen. I know it's the last game, but the way the table is shaping up to be, I just want it to be done ASAP. And in the month of May, although in the month of April we were unbeaten, we won all those 3 games in the Premier League, but in this month we've lost the away games. We drew against Chelsea, and it has all been going downhill. So yeah, it is a tricky spot, to be honest, because now there is only one vacant spot left, and we occupy that currently. And going into the last game, we will be the occupants of the 5th spot. But the question will be that whether we hold on to it or not, because if that's the case, we need to be a lot better. We need to be treating that Brentford game as a final, because now it literally is. And any support from the other teams would be highly, highly appreciated. In the end, Florian Wirtz came onto the pitch, so did Federico Chiesa, and Mohamed Salah did end up playing 15 minutes or so. And Robertson was an unused sub. So again, those small things to note from this game. But apart from that, there wasn't anything gleeful that any Liverpool fan could take home. Quick one to forget. That has been the case of this season. And now it's just this agonizing wait of 8 more days to see this team again for the last time this season. And again, we've got a big job to do, because that game is of huge importance right now and has a lot riding on it. You let me know in the comment section how you felt during the game. If you were a Liverpool fan, when did you actually start feeling nothing? Because as soon as that 3rd goal went in, I just sat back in my chair, and I could have taken that final whistle right there and then. But yeah. So you let me know how you felt during it. Also, if you were happy with the team that Arne Slot went for, because mind you, he does have a lot of injuries to counter, and I'm sure that was the strongest lineup he could name. But then again, if that's the case, that is where your tactics, your strategies, and the way you can counter the threat of at least Watkins comes down to planning comes down to execution and comes down to actually working in your off days to be fully prepared. And earlier we could say that, like, we had Champions League games to contend with, but this time with like the whole week off, there are no excuses. And now, still in our hands, still we can do it, but the signs recently, or at least the pattern, does not look like that. So you let me know in the comment section if you notice anything interesting about the game. And yeah, I'll definitely have a look. I need to feel motivated, I need to get myself back up. But yeah, today it was embarrassing and absolute shocker of a performance. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.